Farm to Institution New England, or FINE, is a 6-state collaboration of partners from the public, nonprofit, funding, and private sectors that are working to strengthen our regional food system by increasing the amount of food grown in our region that's used by the colleges, hospitals, and schools here in New England.
It takes a region to think creatively about policy, and it's one of the things that I think that FINE is doing really well, is that we are looking around the region in terms of states and what they're doing on state procurement, and how can we learn both from inside the region and what we're doing and what we're learning from states outside of the region.
The other thing is that the distributors and the food service management companies and the businesses that work in the region don't stop at the state borders, but they're already functioning in a regional marketplace. So for us to be developing collaboration with partners around the whole region makes a lot of sense.
Key players and partners of Farm to Institution New England can be found working on supply and demand in both the public and private sectors. Some of these include farmers, fishermen, distributors, food service workers, dining staff, administrators, food service management companies, eaters, students, professors, healthcare workers, nonprofits, and advocates.
So the healthcare sector in New England is really starting to organize. They're coming together, we're convening work groups that bring together food service directors, other champions in those healthcare sectors, and other partners in the state and the region that are helping to support the changing purchasing within the healthcare sector.
The Farm to College project is regional in that we've worked with 10 schools to provide technical assistance across 4 states: New Hampshire, Vermont, Maine, and the Boston area in Massachusetts. And we'll be expanding into Connecticut and Rhode Island in the future. We've developed 10 case studies from different institutions and 18 Farm to College recipes, and we held 6 convenings that gathered over 200 people from across the region.
I think investing on the regional level really helps, just like the network does, to take what's going on that local level, lift it up, and amplify it so that the funders understand where their greatest points of leverage are and how the public funders and the private funders can work together.
What I think is exciting about FINE is that this is a group of people who like to roll up their sleeves and dig in and solve problems.
Connecticut, we're really excited because we're trying to build momentum around buying local, and we're doing that through a 10% campaign. Yukon, for example, took the pledge, and they reported almost $50,000 of local purchases just this year.
I probably get most excited by Farm to School projects. Just in our own town, we have an amazing school farm that has 5 50-foot high cones and 3 acres under production, and it's producing like 2 or 3 tons of food.
So one of our most exciting examples is working with a series of hospitals that were based in Boston, who really had an interest in sourcing seafood from the New England coast. And so what we did is worked directly with a seafood aggregator called Red's Best, who provided transparency along the supply chain. Then worked with Red's to get into the national supplier Sysco, became an approved product, who then worked with Sodexo, a large food service management company, so that all of their facilities that they served had access to this local seafood.
One is that New England, even though it's a small region, it's still 72,000 square miles, which means it's really hard to create the face-to-face time on a regular basis that really forges the trust and communication to make collaboration possible.
One of the great things about FINE is that by looking at the institutional market, we are creating demand for and new market opportunities for the region's farmers. I'd say that the flip side of that, the challenge, is that we're doing such a good job at growing demand that in many parts of the region there is not the amount of supply for the types of the demand that we're building in institutions.
Because truly, we are better together.